Hey friends, Hattie here from Honeybee Stampers. I'm going live on a Thursday. I had every intention to go live yesterday for our happy hour with Honeybee Stampers, but my schedule just kind of got the best of me. I had an appointment with my son for a follow-up doctor's appointment, and we were there a lot longer than we had planned. So I'm here live tonight to go live and share with you guys a fun little project that I think you'll enjoy. It's something that's been kind of trending a lot in the crafting world, and this is my rendition of it. So I will be working on it with you guys and showing you how to put it together. It's actually really easy to put together, so you probably have already figured it out, but it's a cute card. Let me grab it. And I also want to highlight the stamp set that I'm using tonight. So it's this card right here. You could probably see it a little bit better there with that black background. So it is one of those, I can't remember what they call it, maybe a fence card or a lattice card even. When I think of lattice, I think of like the crisscrossing, but anyways, if you guys know the actual term for this style of a card, definitely let me know. But this is the card that we're going to put together tonight. Super cute and easy, and it features the stamp set that is in the annual catalog. So I know that we've all been crazy about the mini catalog. I definitely have been. So here is our mini catalog here. So I've been using this catalog quite a bit. I actually designed projects pretty much out of this catalog for the Sweet and Simple card class that I have happening this weekend at the studio. I also offer that option to go as well, so let me know if you're interested in that. But this stamp set comes out of this catalog, and it's called Summer Shadows. It's actually been here for a couple years, maybe. It's on page 102. If you have this catalog, it's on page 102. It's called Shaded Summer, and I think the dies are called Summer Shadows. That's where I got that from. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so happy that Stampin' Up! Has now started making the name of the stamp set and the dies match. So if now going forward, if you have a stamp set called Shaded Summer, the dies are also going to be called Shaded Summer. It makes it so much easier. But before, it used to be Shaded Summer is the stamp set, and then Summer Shadows would be the name of the dies. So this is a stamp set I'm going to feature tonight. I do have a class that I would like to share with you guys with this, and I've got a great deal on it. I think you'll enjoy it. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But the stamp set is great. Let me grab, let's see, the stamp set itself here. Look at all of these great sentiments. So we've got, may the good you do come back to you. Such a great sentiment to send. It's unique too, right? Above and beyond, you go there a lot. Love you, friend. Happy birthday. Some friendships are just meant to be. Hello, you, and thank you. So perfect sentiments that you can use for so many different reasons. And then I love how it's got the combination of font. And then we've got these two images here that you can use by themselves, or you can actually stack them together, which I did for this card. So you'll see I layered them together there. Okay, and then you've got a little accessory image there. And this is red rubber. Let's see if it, well, they call it cling. Cling and red rubber, one and the same. So it's got that red rubber to it. Okay, so there's that. And then I'll show you guys some more projects with it at the end, because one of the projects that we're actually going to be making this weekend features the same stamp set. So let's get started on this card. I hope you guys can join me live. If not, and you're watching the replay, let me know you're watching the replay too. I do love to see when people are watching the video and how much reach it gets, because it's kind of fun to be inspired when people are inspired by the crafts that I showcase. And then also I will be uploading this to YouTube, so you'll have access to it whenever you want to there as well. All right, so let's start with this card. Now there's probably a very technical way of putting this card together, but the reason I decided to design this card is because I've got a huge bin of just scraps that look like this. So this happens whenever I'm creating the inside. When I have that little inside mat of a card, I always have these little strips left over, and then I hoard them because I know I'm going to use them eventually. I use them a lot for sentiments and stuff like that, but this is actually perfect for this card. So you probably have these laying around in your craft room as well, and if you do, grab them because you're going to want to use them. So let's see. So then what I did was I grabbed a piece of our thick basic white cardstock to make the base of the card. And I'll tell you the measurements here in case you wanted to case this. And like I said, it's all over the internet right now, and there's so many different ways that people are doing it, where some people are using washi tape to kind of keep it in place. I'm just going to be eyeballing it. So this cardstock, the thick base of the cardstock, which is basic white, measures 7.5 by, what is this, 4 1/4, okay? And then what I want to do is I want to score it so that it folds in half, and so I'm going to score it at 5.5. There we go. Oopsie. And then we'll just fold that in half. Okay. Now for the strips, we're going to cut each of these because I just grabbed a stack of them that were just random. So we need 2 strips to go on the sides here. And let's see, I made these a little bit longer. I actually didn't make them, I just used them as is. So we'll do 4.5 this time. Bring it down a little bit. So we're going to need 2 of these little strips that are 4.5, and these are actually 1/2-inch strips. So there's 4.5, and then we need another one at 4.5. I didn't want to cut it ahead of time just so I could show you how easy this is to do with your extra strips that you have laying around. And if you guys have other things that you do with your strips, let me know, because like I said, I use them for sentiments and now for this style of a card. Okay, now we want to take these strips and we want these to be cut down at 4 1/4. So they're going to go across the bottom of the card. So there's 1. I had strep throat last week, so got those little preschool cooties for my son. And it's actually, I don't ever remember having strep throat. So I think it may have been the first time I've ever had it. I don't know. My mom didn't remember me having it. I definitely don't remember having it ever before. But yeah, good times. So we're definitely both on the mend. I still have a little bit of a cough, but not too bad. The doctor says I'm not contagious. I'm good to go. So I'm happy with that. So let's see, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's cut one more. 4 1/4. Get all these extra pieces out of the way, and of course I'm not going to throw them away. I'm going to hoard them for something else. Maybe another sentiment or something. Get those out of the way so I don't get confused. Okay, so we've got these 5 pieces. Oh goodness, and I've already pushed away my strips that go along the side. Let's grab those back. So what did I say they were? 4 1/2. Let's see, was it this one? That one looks about right. And then, nope, that one's too short. Where's my other 4 1/2? Okay, that looks right. So let's set that to the side over here. All right, now we've got this going on here. So I will tell you that how I did it was I took these 2 strips first, and I adhered them to my card front. And let me grab some adhesive. I really did like using our liquid adhesive for this because you could kind of move it around. So we're going to end up flipping this card over, but I'll just show you this is how I did it. And I felt like it was a pretty easy way. I did see, like I said, other people used washi tape where they kind of laid them all out with the washi tape, and I didn't really think I needed to do that. So we're just gonna hold that so it kind of holds in place there. Maybe I'll use a block, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Make sure I'm still in the screen. Add a little bit of adhesive there. So we're going to do all of the adding these little pieces on first, and then like I said, we're going to flip it around, or fold it the other way, I should say. Okay, set that there for now. Okay, good. Looks like it's pretty even, looking good. Now we're going to take these little strips here, and I started with the one on the bottom, And I just added some adhesive here and here. You guys are gonna see this is such an easy card to put together, and it's actually really cute. And I love that you get to use up some of your strips. If anybody else has created this card style, definitely let me know. Maybe share it in the comments, a picture of your card, that would be fun. And then I'm going to go up to the top here, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of a space from that top line there to this one. Okay, I think like that. And then I'm gonna use the sides to kind of help me make it straight. So again, like I said, I'm eyeballing. No rocket science here. It just takes a second for the adhesive to get a hold of it. Then we're gonna start layering these other ones on. So I'm gonna just kind of stick them on so I can keep my spacing the way I want it. There we go. And then one more. There. All right, so we'll start with this one. Let's add a little adhesive. Whoa, that's a lot. There and there. And again, with this liquid adhesive, it's so great because you can move it around. And you don't have to be too precise. There we go. Okay. And then last one. I actually think this card is really fun to put together. And I cannot be the only person that has these extra strips laying around in their studios or their craft room. So if you are like me and you've got a whole drawer full of these, don't leave me hanging. Okay, so we're gonna let that kind of dry for a second. Well, hi Linda, good to see you on here. And then we're gonna start creating our little image that's gonna go on the front. So these colors here that I'm gonna feature are the in colors that are actually retiring. At least I think they're retiring. So we're gonna be looking forward to a color refresh with Stampin' Up, which means that they're gonna get rid of some colors, and they're gonna bring some new colors in, and it's in addition to the 5 new in colors that will be coming in May. But these right here, these are 4 of the 5 in colors that are supposed to retire. My fingers are crossed that I'm really hoping Evening Evergreen sticks around. I really love Fresh Freesia as well. I like Pale Papaya too, but I really love these two, and then the Soft Succulent. So if you don't have these colors, definitely grab them because they will sell out or they'll retire, and then you won't have a chance to do it later. And then if you have them already, make sure you have your ink refills because you're going to need them, and maybe an extra pack of paper or something like that, okay? So let me show you. I'm going to grab some scrap paper here. Okay, well, I didn't have scrap. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to color this with the marker technique, which is a very common technique that we use. And when you're doing a marker to the stamp, you're going to want to use the brush tip because we got the brush tip here and then the writing fine tip on that side. So make sure you use the brush tip on this one. And you're just going to add some color to the stamp directly with the brush tip. So we'll do that. And then we'll just do one stamp at a time here. So you guys will have to bear with me. Hopefully everybody's doing wonderful. Let's see, what color did I do this one? This here. I'm just gonna copy the same thing I did with my original card. Of course, you could switch up the colors if you wanted to. And then we'll use this, I think this is polished pink. So the great thing, whenever I'm coloring with these markers, I always use the side. You don't want to kind of color straight down like that, but you want to use the side. And the great thing about these markers is that you can use our re-inkers to add more ink to the markers. You just kind of drip to the tip of the brush end, and then you're good to go. Okay, so we did that color, that color, that color. Now we want to go in with some Evening Evergreen. When you're doing direct to stamp, you always want to start with the lighter colors first, and then come in with the, oh shoot, my hand slipped. Come in with the darker colors because you are less likely to ruin your marker that way. So I'm gonna try not to be too fussy with this, so you guys will get the picture. And then let's get some ink over here. I find this to be very relaxing for the most part. And it's just a cool way to be able to get some ink, different ink color on a stamp, on one single stamp, so multiple colors. Let's go back in and take off some of that green and add that pink back in. Okay, now that I've done that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my hot breath. You wanna moisten the stamp back up by breathing on it. It's a thing. Because the ink dries a little bit. And then you stamp down like that. And there's your image. Isn't that beautiful? And we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Add a little bit of ink here with my marker. And then do these right here in pink. I'm really anxious to find out what the new colors are going to be. We as demonstrators are actually going to get to see them. We get to see them on the 29th. So next week, we get to see the new catalog. We get to take a look at, I'm like trying to follow what I did before, but I'm messing up as far as color wise, so I'm just going to color it in. So anyways, we get to actually look at the new catalog via a PDF. That's always fun. As a demonstrator, you get a chance to look at the catalog early and start getting your wish list together. And then on April 4th, we get to order early. The catalog doesn't actually go live until May. So we get a whole month early to pick out all the goodies that we want. That's always good. Some things are super popular and then they sell out right away, which can be frustrating. But if you're a demonstrator, you get a chance to get first dibs, so that's always a perk. Okay, lots of green on this one. All right, good enough, I think. Let's blow some hot air on here. Like legit, I am breathing on that to just moisten those inks up. Okay, so there we go. Now, this stamp set has some dies that coordinate with it. So here are what the dies look like. They're fantastic. So you've got this one that will die cut this image, and then you've got this bigger one that will die cut out this image. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that. My die cutting machine is like off camera, so I might just step over there and do that. Just going to cut out this to make it easier. Okay, so I did not do magic of television with this. So let's stick it right here. Sometimes washi tape like this really helps to keep our die in place. Okay, and then let me go die cut this really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so if any of you who are watching that are new to crafting or new to stamping and you have no idea what it means when I say I'm going to go die cut, definitely leave me a comment, whether you're watching on YouTube or here on Facebook, because I just kind of went off screen and die cut these out. You can also fussy cut them with your hand, but die cutting just makes it so much easier. So now we've got these two. This is pretty much dry. And then, like I said earlier, okay, so I could decorate this side of it if I wanted to, right? With that being in the back. But I had flipped it over so that it looked like this. And you know what? I think maybe what I'll do is I'll decorate this side of it. And then we'll do a comparison and see which one we like better. I think we could do that. I don't know. Let me look at it again. No, we could totally do that. So let's do that. All right, so then what we're gonna do is take this and we're gonna glue this on. And I just put it directly onto. So what I did was I added some adhesive to a spot that I knew. Ooh, it's exposed a little bit like that. Okay, and then I could go in and lift it up a little bit and add adhesive where I knew something was going to cover it up. There, like that. And then maybe right in here. Okay, there we go. This adhesive is actually pretty strong and it'll hold it in place. So then we've got this piece. So like I said, you can do this, use this stamp set with just this by itself. You could do just this by itself, but I find that it layers really nicely together. So we're going to bring this in and layer that together. So I know I can count on that top part. There we go. Bring it up like that. And then I can sneak in some more adhesive here where I know it's going to cover. Okay, there we go. So I think that's fun how that kind of shows on top of those sprigs. There we go, there we go. It's looking good, you guys. So there's that. And then I grabbed our stylish shapes and just cut out one of these shapes here, one of the circles, and then I'm going to heat emboss a sentiment. So I used Thank You on this one, but like I showed you earlier, the sentiments are fantastic with Shaded Summer. I mean, these are just great sentiments, and we've got this just regular old Hello You. So I'm gonna grab that one and use that. Okay, so we'll use some Versamark. Oops, I grabbed Thank You again. Let's grab Hello You. Switch it up a little bit. Okay, just ink the Versamark up, and because it's a circle, I don't even have to worry about it not lining up well. It's gonna look good, pretty much, I would think. Okay, we'll just shimmy and shake that in there. Knock off the excess. Oh, I love how that font looks together. The script with just the regular font. I love it. Love it. Okay, I've got a heat tool here. Let me heat this up. Okay, there we go. Here's our sentiment. And then I just added it on with a dimensional. So, and we'll stick our dimensional right on this little lattice here. And just like that. Okay, I love that. I love how that turned out. I think it's so cute. You guys will have to tell me which one looks more, I don't know if it's realistic or what, to have it with the side, the wooden slats that are on the side behind with the slats on the front, or in front. So there's those two. Now to finish this off, we're going to use some of the coordinating embellishments. So Stampin' Up! Always comes out with embellishments that coordinate with the in colors. And so this was what they did for the 2021-2023 in colors. They did opal round, so you've got the 5 different colors here. And so I'm just going to grab these little evening evergreen ones to make it match. Thought I had a pair of scissors there. There they are. So we'll just sneak these on here. One up here, and then one more here. Like that. There we go. So something you could do also is you could make this slat a lot shorter, and then you could actually just stamp a sentiment right directly onto the card. I've even seen where you actually stamp the sentiment on one of these slats, and I think that would be really cool too. So I wanted to share that project with you, and then I've got some extra samples. So this particular bundle, the stamp set and the dies. So here's the stamp set. Oh, I forgot one piece. I grabbed some of our DSP that coordinates. So you've got some coordinating DSP, and you could see here that you can really kind of see the slats a little bit better when you've got this. So we're going to add a little layer here, and I'm just going to cut this down at 4 inches okay, by 5 1/4. There we go. Add some adhesive. And stick that right on the inside there. Okay, so what you can also do is add another piece of basic white in here to be able to write your sentiment, but at least you can kind of see a little bit more detail there with the slats. Okay, so there's that. Now, this stamp set in these dies, so here are the dies. Really awesome because they not only cut out those 2 images that I shared with you, but they also do some other images that are 2-step. So we got 2-step stamping, and now we've got 2-step dies where they kind of layer on top of each other. Let me show you some examples of that. I created these samples. Okay, so here's an example here. You've got the 2 layers on top of each other to create some of that detail. And then this is a really pretty die cut here. So you can use it layered on top of each other, or you can use it alone. So I use it alone there. Here's another example of the 2 layered on top of each other here. So this one and that one. Okay. And then here's this particular die where I've just kind of done it individually. We've got that great sentiment there. This is also marker to your stamp so that we can pull out those different colors there. I've got 2 different colored greens there, which I love, and they stamp directly on the paper. And then we did that again here. So the class that I wanted to share with you is actually this. I will be sharing a link for this class where you will get the stamp set, which is this one here. You'll get the dies, and then you'll get all the pieces to create these note cards with the envelopes. You'll also get one of each of these colors here to be able to use on your cards. So these are the colors that are retiring. So make sure you grab those colors if you don't have them already. And they have a marker set that you can get as well. I'll share all of that. But this class is only $60. And if you go on to the catalog or online and you look, the stamp set and the dies themselves, I believe together are $57. And if you're thinking about just buying this bundle to ship to you, that's $70. So for $60, you'll get the stamp set, the dies, and a class with the tutorial. So there's just a little perk for you there. I'll be sharing that class with you soon. I have limited quantity of those classes to go out. And then let's see what else. Oh, I wanted to show you the classes that we're doing for this weekend. So one of the cards that we're doing, not the classes, the cards we're doing this weekend. So for Sweet and Simple, this is one of the cards that we are doing for Sweet and Simple card class. I just love this, very simple, love you friend, and we got some DSP in the background there. And I actually created 2 other colors. So you've got those colors there. You guys will have to tell me which one of these colors you like the best. So this is Calypso Coral, and then this is Rich Razzleberry. This is actually Blackberry Bliss card base, but then Rich Razzleberry for the stamp. And then we've got the Bermuda Bay here. So love these colors together. This weekend we're going to be using and featuring the Calypso Coral for the class. A couple of the other cards that they're making, I will show you. So we're going to be making this card and this one. It's so fun. This card as well as this card here. Oh, thanks, Leanne. You like the Bermuda plate. I love that color too. I actually love all three of these colors together. They're part of a DSP that is together, that just works so well together. And it's in the annual catalog. Let me find it. All of this stuff is going to be retiring really soon, which makes me sad. So I'm trying to use up what I can as fast as I can, right? So the pretty prints, I've done this as part of a stamp camp in the past, but these have a variation of colors, but those are the kind of the three colors that I pulled out of it. So Calypso Coral, the Bermuda Bay, and then the Rich Razzleberry, and created these. So love that. So that's one of the cards for this weekend. I showed you the other ones. Now this card right here is definitely Sweet and Simple, and I do want to show you guys a card that I created as part of our team. Every month we do a mystery stamping card. So I think I have that somewhere to share with you. I do. Here it is. I just think it turned out so gorgeous. So this is the mystery stamping card that I did with my team, featuring that same stamp set. And it's like a fun fold. We always do a fun fold each month. And so those were the cards. And then here is the card that we're doing for Sweet and Simple. This is a beautiful bundle. If you haven't seen it yet, it's gorgeous. I'll show you some of the stamp sets really quick. We're going to be featuring this weekend at Sweet and Simple, so we'll be using that stamp set. This is the one I just showed you that I love, love, love. The Lighting the Way. So even though we're not really using the stamp set so much, we're going to use the dies to create this fun card. It had to be done. Like those dies are too pretty not to use. And then the Watercolor World we'll be using a sentiment from Greatest Journey, Playing in the Rain, of course, and we'll be using a sentiment from Simply Fabulous. So hopefully those of you who are signed up for Saturday are going to enjoy the class. And I saw that we had several people get it to go. The to-go option is also only $25 to get that card kit sent to you. It does not include stamps or ink or anything like that. So you're going to have to do that on your own. But something to keep in mind is that, when I'm designing for Sweet and Simple, I'm always thinking about how I can take a card like this and you would get all of the pieces here to include this little black strip. And so if you don't have this stamp set or these dies, you don't need them. You just come up with your own sentiment right here that you stamp, and then you can actually create and use this exact card, maybe with a different sentiment, right? So that's kind of how that works for Sweet and Simple. Some people have asked me that before, like how can I order that to go if I don't have the stamps? And that's how. So there are some cards that are like, yeah, you definitely need the stamp sets, but most of them, you could alternate with something else and still is beautiful because we do all the work for you here in the studio. So if you've taken a class with me to go, one of the Sweet and Simples to go for $25, comment in the comments below and let us know. Maybe show us some of the cards that you've done using alternate stamps, or tell us if you think or find it easy. So let me go to the comment section here that I always forget. Oh, thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Leanne, so much. Hi, Linda. Thank you guys for watching. If you watch on replay, say hi. Let me know you're here. And I think that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be sharing some links with you guys. And I'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.